Hi there. Today we're taking a look at the radius and ulna, which are the bones of the forearm. Remember, the forearm is from the elbow to the wrist in anatomy. The ulna has a superior projection to the radius, so they do sit like this in the elbow joint. Laterally we have the radius, while the ulna is medial. It lines up with your pinky, where the radius is rad and lines up with your thumb. So I'd like you to first look at the head of the radius, which is very round. That is going to articulate with the capitulum of the humerus to form part of the elbow joint. Distal to that we have the radial tuberosity, which is going to be where and you can see how much that does extend out, is going to be attachment site for your biceps brachii, the Popeye muscle of your arm. Distal to that we have the styloid process. Now stylus was a Greek writing utensil, so it's pointed, styloid process. You can feel that or palpate it on you on your lateral. And remember, we're talking in anatomical terms, in an anatomical position, your lateral wrist. You can feel your styloid process here. On the other side, so that we're talking medial, we're going to have a notch. I can even put my thumb in there, where the radius and the ulna are going to meet. So that is going to be called the ulnar notch. So in summary, we have the head, the radial tuberosity, the styloid process, and the ulnar notch. Now, students often confuse the radius and the ulna, but I'd like you to take a look at how distinct the two shapes are. The radius is a long rectangle, where the ulna is shaped similar. Does that look familiar? See the resemblance there? So the wrench is the ulna. The box of the wrench is called the trochlear notch, and it is going to articulate with the trochlea of the humerus to form the elbow joint. This process right here is called the olecranon process. When you put your elbow on the table, you're actually putting your olecranon process on the table. We also have, anteriorly, we have the coronoid process. So this lip here is called the coronoid process. And laterally, we're going to have the ulnar, the radial notch, where the radius is going to articulate with the ulna. So get that? We have on the ulna, we have a radial notch. On the radius, we have an ulnar notch. And good news, we have another process called the styloid process, just like we have on the radius. We have a styloid process on the ulna too. We don't differentiate medial lateral, just call it the styloid process on each. So we have trochlear notch, olecranon process, coronoid process, radial notch, and distally the styloid process. And that's a wrap on the radius and the ulna.